Hey guys, welcome to the vlog. My name is MisterET, and in today's vlog we have something really cool for you guys. I'm going to be installing what some would call a stance enhance kit on my MK7.5 Golf R, so stay tuned. So guys, as you can see right next to me here, I've got a really cool box here from VW Racingline, and these are actually springs for the MK7.5 Golf R. They also work on the MK7 Golf R, but they are specific to each model. So if you're interested in purchasing springs for your car, you're going to have to make sure that they work on your specific application. I'm also going to be installing some Ledger design spacers as well as extended bolts. I don't have those right next to me right now because they're actually on the car at the moment. Wanted to try those out before doing this video today. So I'm not actually going to show you guys how to do this install. So I'm going to link a video just up above here of a previous video that I did on my MK7 GTI, where I showed how to install VWR Springs, and this is really just the same install, so I'm not going to bore you with that piece today. Instead, what I want to concentrate on is give you guys an overall review and my thoughts around these springs, how comfortable they are, how they increase the looks of the car, and overall if I'm happy with the purchase. So stay tuned for that. So why did I go with the VWR Springs, or the VW Racingline Springs? There's H&R, there's Emmanuel Design, there's a number of different other ones. These are the only ones that basically tell you that they're going to keep the ride quality as OEM as it was before. And I really love the way this car rides at the moment, and I want to try and get just a slightly better look out of it. I want to drop it just a little bit, get a little bit better handling, but overall I'm trying to keep the ride quality as close as possible to what it is stock. So this is really the main reason I decided to go with these today. So guys, here's a large part of what we're going to be installing today. So I've got the two front wheels removed from the car. You can see the Ledger design spacers. These are the 10mm fronts, and as you can see, these are used. I didn't purchase them brand new, but they do come with extended lug bolts. They do rust, unfortunately, if you live in a place like Quebec. And we've got one of the front springs and one of the rear springs. And that's really what we're going to be installing today. So here's an overall view of what the stock ride height looks like. And then I'm going to start installing these. The car is up in the air. And I will tune in with you guys once these are on the car. Well guys, new clothes, new day. That actually took forever to install. The fronts on these types of cars, because the knuckle and the hub assembly is pressed into the lower part of the front suspension, that takes everything to really try and remove that so you can get the spring off. So probably took me, with my bum finger and everything, something like 8 to 9 hours total. The rear ones take about half an hour each. The front ones took me probably close to 4 hours per side. If I can just give you a small recommendation, if you're going to attempt to do this by yourself, make sure to not remove your axles if you can. You can loosen up your axle nut, give yourself a little bit more room to pry it out and remove it, but don't remove your axle nut because it's a PITA to reinstall the axle with everything that you're trying to put back in place afterwards. As you can see, just looking at the side profile of the car here, it looks really good. We're now going to take this outside. I'm going to give you an overall view of what it looked like before, what it looks like now, and then we're going to take it for a test drive, and I'm going to give you my initial impressions after the install. Is this still a comfortable car to drive? I really hope so, because I don't feel like spending another 9 hours to reinstall the stock suspension. Here is what the car looks like now. guys, I'm now in the car and I'm going to take this thing for its very first test drive. So what you're going to see, my reactions, it's all going to be very raw. This is the very first time I try this thing out. So I've currently got the car in comfort here. The suspension is nice and soft and everything. So this is probably going to be most of the time what I'm going to be driving in as far as suspension wise on a day-to-day basis. So let's give this a try here. Now I live in Quebec and the roads are pretty bumpy around here. There's potholes at this time of year. The roads are pretty beat up from winter. So let's see if you can see a lot of shakiness on the GoPro as far as how this drives. So there's a bump here coming up. Another pretty big one here. To be honest with you, this feels pretty much like OEM, which is excellent. Because basically what I was looking for is just the looks, and I wasn't looking to sacrifice on anything else. And usually when you lower a car, you will most oftentimes sacrifice the right quality. So let's put ourselves in race here and see how bad this gets. So you're probably going to see noticeably more bump. It's likely going to be a little bit shakier. Yeah, you can feel it a little bit more, but I wouldn't say this is uncomfortable, to be honest with you. Even in race mode lowered, this thing is probably better than a Focus RS is and an STI is stock. So that gives you a pretty good idea right there. So I'm going to take this on the highway here and do a couple of curves, and I'll check two things out. One, am I getting any sort of rub? And then two, is the handling a lot better than it was previously? Is it about the same, or is it worse? So kind of boring to watch here, guys. I'm just going on the highway and I'm going straight here, but the reality is this is mostly what this car is going to do on a day-to-day basis. And I'm back in the custom mode that sets my suspension up as the comfort mode, and it is pretty comfortable. So I don't see really any difference. It's just overall very good, very good. So I'm really happy about this suspension. Not so happy about the suspension install, but that's not VW Racingline Canada's problem. That's just the way the car is built. So overall, very, very happy with how this turned out. It is very comfortable. If you're looking for OEM-like ride quality and you're looking for better looks, this is the spring to buy. Now let's do one last test. I'm going to get on the highway here. Trying to load up this suspension. Handling is actually a little bit better, and I'm not feeling any rub or anything. This to me feels the way the car should have been delivered from the factory, looks and performance wise. So I would describe this as an OEM plus modification. So guys, this is going to do it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this review of these VW Racingline Springs. And if you like this type of content, please do hit that like button. I would appreciate if you subscribed. Turn on bell notifications so you can see some new content coming out soon on the channel. And I look forward to see you again in our next video.